Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to yet another video review on Pure Play TV. We're still doing them, and this time we're having a look at Dirt 5 on PS5. We've previously reviewed the game on PS4 and it was amazing. The game, not the review. That was a standard minimum pay, minimum effort job, but the game was brilliant. Now, a little over a month later, we're having another look at the game on PS5. It won't be the usual full in-depth review, you can watch our original video for that, but more to let you know how the game looks, plays, and, with the fancy new DualSense controller, how it feels on PS5. Before we carry on though, do us a favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as well as the bell icon so that you're the first to know when we've got new stuff. Cheers my dears. Dirt 5 on PS4 was a brilliant game and I thoroughly enjoyed playing it myself. It wasn't without its issues mind you, but the majority of them have been swept away by the extra power inside the PS5. It's the exact same game mind you aren't getting any extra content. What you are getting are some sexy features with the DualSense controller, higher resolutions, higher frame rates, and none of that screen tearing that I was forced to get used to on PS4. Let's start with the obvious then. The graphics. The lovelies. It's not a massive upgrade over the original game from PS4, but everything does look much cleaner, crisper, and slightly better illuminated. Though the game's dynamic weather, that can shift from blinding sunshine to a thunderstorm in the course of a lap, it's hard to really make these like-for-like comparisons. Still, I'm just as impressed with Dirt 5 on PS5 as I was on PS4, and a little more. In fact, the scenery and cars look so good in Dirt 5, I found myself breaking my own rule when it comes to racing games. If possible, I'll always play in cockpit view, but with Dirt 5, I found myself playing in chase cam because I felt like I was missing out on too much with the smaller world view inside the cockpit. Dirt 5 isn't alone in this actually, as I found myself playing Forza Horizon 4 in much the same way, and it's my fear that graphics are going to be so great this generation that I'll never see the inside of a car again. Woe be me, right? The graphical upgrades are nice and the aim of 4K working in tandem with 60 FPS gameplay is appreciated, but the real upgrade comes in what's sitting in your hands and how that brings you a little closer to the tracks. The haptic feedback on the DualSense is all about the triggers. Pulling the right trigger, you're met with a touch of resistance. Not too much and not too little, but just enough to remind me what it's like to put a foot to the pedal of a real car. It's such a small thing that, after a while, once the stupid grin left my face, it was just there, as if it's always been the most natural thing in the world. And it should have been, damn it. Why haven't controllers been doing this the whole time? The resistance in the triggers is a great feature, as are the rumbles. Depending on the terrain, the controller will shake and rock as you go barreling over rocky mountain tracks, or it'll give a smooth continuous low rumble as you drift around a wet muddy corner. It really does bring you closer to the action in a way that isn't invasive or over the top. It just feels right, and I'm itching to give more racing games a go so that I can compare them. At the moment, there's not a lot to compare against, but hopefully that'll change soon, because this fun feature, working with Dirt 5's fun gameplay is, in a word, fantastic. On a bit of a bum note, I have had some problems with Dirt 5, namely crashes, and I don't mean me crashing into other drivers because I do that for fun. What I mean is that the game crashes after some events. It doesn't happen often and it's not what I'd call game breaking, just absolutely annoying as you do lose the progress you've made in the race that the game crashes out on. So far in around 10 hours of play, I've had no fewer than 3 crashes, which isn't great. But I suppose it is to be expected with new hardware that hasn't had all those now famous stability updates. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't like it, I hate it. Another issue, which is really a non-issue mostly, is the game's frame rate. There's support for 120 FPS, which I can't try, because my telly doesn't do 120 FPS. I'm trying to teach it, but it's not going well. The default is 60 then, with a couple of performance profiles depending on what you favour most, visual fidelity or resolution. Visual fidelity mode will give you fancier graphics, but the resolution won't be 4K. The resolution mode aims for the top drawer with some scaled back graphical features. However, you would be hard pressed to notice any real difference. What I did notice across both modes is that the frame rate can take a dramatic tumble at the start of races, particularly when all the cars are on the screen in a tightly packed area. This is almost always at the start of an event, but not every event, and it lasts for just a few seconds, but it's enough to notice. It can happen during the course of a race, just oddly here and there, but again, it's nothing to really moan about. I'm just being a bit of a whinger. Another oddity is a bug that I can't rightly explain. It's a very weird one where turning a corner will cause cars to disappear, including your own vehicle, resulting in a quick splash screen before going back to the race at the same point. Very weird. To be fair, I've only had this come up on one particular track, so I don't think it's a widespread problem, but it was worth a mention as it cost me my podium finish. I work hard for those podium finishes, and I won't have them stolen from me. And that's about the worst of it really. I could moan about there only being one track by The Killers on the game soundtrack, but with the ability to play Spotify in the background, it's an easy fix. It's gotta be The Killers, nothing else. All in all, Dirt 5 is an amazing racing experience. It already was on PS4, and even then it felt like a little taste of next gen. Well, now that I've sampled the next gen goodies, I can say that I'm very satisfied. If you've got Dirt 5 on PS4, you can upgrade for free to the PS5 version, and if you're fortunate enough to have a PS5, or you'll have one sitting under the tree very soon, you owe it to yourself to give this a go. And that's the end of this video. If it wasn't already immediately obvious, I bloody love Dirt 5, and it really is an ace game, and no, I won't stop clapping my hands for it. If you enjoyed this video and you want more, go down below and give the like and subscribe buttons a quick push, and then give the bell icon a wee tickle so you get notified when we've got new stuff. I've been Chris, this video has actually run on far longer than I expected it to, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!